Alright, number 9, we want to plot vertical asymptotes, if any, on the graph. So we're going to take our denominator, x squared minus 49, set it equal to 0. I'm going to add 49 to the other side, so it's going to give us x squared equals a positive 49. And then you're going to take the square root of both sides. So when you take the square root of a number, you got to remember plus or minus. Square root of 49 is 7, and then squaring and square root will cancel each other out. And we're just left with x equals positive or negative 7. So we get 2 vertical asymptotes. X equals positive 7, and x equals negative 7. So we're going to tell it 2, and then we're going to go over here to negative 7, and then we're going to go over here to positive 7, and then submit. And then part 2 says we're going to plot horizontal asymptotes. So notice the degree on top is greater than the degree on bottom, so there is none. There's no horizontal asymptote. No. Degree on top is less. Sorry. Degree on top is less than the degree on bottom. So top is bigger. Top greater than the bottom. None. Top less than the bottom. 0. And if the top is equal to the bottom, it is the ratio. Okay. So we have the top is less than the bottom, so we have y equals 0. So there's 1, and y equals 0 is just this x-axis, so you probably won't see anything plotted. Yeah, it does show the dotted line on top. Alright, so we'll submit that. And then the last step is to graph it. We want to tell it what the graph looks like. So, a couple things you can do. We can plot some points. We can actually just graph it with the graphing calculator. I think graphing it is going to be the best, but however, you may have trouble with that. So let's just pick some points. So we know that, let's say, on this side of y equals 7, x is negative. So I could plug in a negative number and just see what happens here. So let's just say I plug in a negative 8. Negative 8. I'm plugging it in to the expression. So I have a negative 8. I'm plugging it into a negative already. Minus 5 over negative 8 squared minus 49. So if you want to plug in, you have to do this each term. So if I did this, this would become a positive number, and this would be positive on the top. So I'm not really sure what it is, but it will be positive, because I'd have a positive 8 minus 5, that would be 3. Okay, and then on the bottom, that would be 64 minus 49. So that's about 15, and that would give us 1/5. So we have a positive number. So over here, we're getting a positive. Doesn't really help you, but you can make a string of dots. I would believe it would look like this. Just because it's positive, but it could look different. But because it's positive, I know it's going to be in the upper corner. So the one, it wouldn't look like that. It should usually hug those asymptotes. Now the middle will be somewhat different. It could be going the same way. It could be like this, or it could, curve. There have been different ones because you got asymptote there. I would think it would either go one or the other because it shouldn't cross an asymptote line. So let's just pick a point. Let's pick 2 points, one here and one here, and then we'll verify it with graphing. So let's say -4 and +4, and we'll do the same thing, plug them in, see what we get. So negative 4 plug into that expression. Negative 4 squared minus 49. So if I plug in negative 4, this will become a positive 4, but minus 5, that will give me a negative 1. Alright, this will give me a positive 16, but subtract that, that will also give me a negative. So negative divided by negative gives me a positive number. So I'm plugging in this and I'm getting a positive value. So let me see what happens when I plug in positive 4. And then from here I'll just use the calculator and graph the rest of it. So see what happens when we plug in a positive 4. Alright, this will come out negative. 16 minus 49, that will also come out negative. Negative over negative will give me a positive answer. So I'm getting positive. So that makes me think that the middle would look like this. It would be positive on both sides. Which would make me think that this is down. So let's see. Let's actually graph it. It'd be better just to graph it. So we're going to graph that function and get a better visual. Y equal, we're going to clear out what we have. I'm going to do parentheses, negative x minus 5, and then divided by, we're going to do x squared minus 49. I'm going to graph it. So it looks like it curves up, but this part is down. I can't really see what's going on. Zoom. Let's do zoom. What's the fit? Zoom fit. Need to give you a better window. 0. So it looks like it's curving up and down. I still can't really tell. But it doesn't look like, go back to zoom 6, standard window. Looks like we have some up here, but it looks like it's down here, which I thought we got positive. Maybe it's not like this. What did I plug in? Negative 4, and it came out positive. That's a negative. That's going to come out negative. Negative over negative. Plug in a negative x, and I got a positive y. But it looks like this graph is showing it down here. Alright, so let me try something different. Let me try, that's what it almost looks like to me on that graph, which doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence, but let's check this out. And then let me look at the table to verify. So let me do second graph to see the table. And let's look at the values that we plugged in to just see where we are. So we plugged in, we plugged in a negative 8, and we got a positive output. We plugged in a negative 4, and we got a positive output. So that's why it gives me pause, because when I plug in a negative 4, right here it's showing that it's like flat here, it's not in the upper corner. But when we look at the graph, I can't see anything. Let me see if I can trace it. Trace. Yep. It looks like it's doing exactly what we pictured it. It's just flat across there, and then it's going to curve up and flip on the other side. Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just really, really small above there. But just seeing that it was positive made me think the whole thing would be up there. But this is the picture that we're seeing. So this has to be it. This is not one of those normal graphics you'll see all the time. So just be careful. Use that technology graphic, and then you'll be able to go from there.